All right, so patch 103. This hasn't hit yet at the time of this recording. It's coming in 4 hours. So this is a pretty big patch. I think there's a lot of things in here that people like. I'm going to go over it so you guys don't have to sift through the whole thing. I'm going to give you what I think are the main highlights of this. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff in here. We have some trade pack issues in game. They're addressing that. It's an address to it, but I don't know if it fixes it. I don't know. We'll go over it and I'll give you my thoughts because I've been doing a lot of trade packs. So, all right. So this is hitting later today. We have fishing buffs. These seem really good. These are the low tier ones. This is like 200 to 300 per fish. So this should help a little bit. 60 silver per fish. That's not bad. These ones are a little bit more. So I feel like they are just buffing it a little. Now I do want to say something about the fishing buffs. I don't think this is enough. I think fishing needs a general rework of how it works. I want to see like an indication that we have fish on us for other players to gank us. I want to see higher value fish and us needing to go back to the dock more often. The dropping of only 5 fish really rewards bot or just like general human bot gameplay of just like sitting there and turning brain off and just fishing. And at the end of the day, that's not what a risky PvP sandbox MMO is about. For those who don't know, you cannot drop more than 5 fish. So once you're fishing out of the water and you've caught 5 fish, which takes roughly 5 minutes, all the risk is gone. You can just fill your entire inventory loaded with fish and you can only drop 5 of them. I think that's terrible. I think that's not a good system. I hope they rework fishing in general. I want to see some more dynamic gameplay there because right now it is very, very boring. I love fishing. I have my fishing up to 23 because generally I just love fishing. That's all I did in Arc Age, to be honest. And I don't think that this is fixing fishing. Now, this does help reward the fishing, which is nice, but I don't think that it's fixed. I want to see some more changes to this because it's dull gameplay. Anyways, moving on. Trade packs. We have a bunch of trade packs getting released for Angerhorn. Not as many getting released for Seraphine. They're only releasing 2. Now, the big thing here is that we're getting a lot of easier to run trade packs. Brine Shank, I believe, is Salt, Shank, and something else. Like, it's really cheap, some of these packs. Is there even, I think there's salt in there. The omelets is also like I think cheese and egg or something and something else. Like, these are some very interesting packs that they're throwing out there. Some of them with very easy to get things, but they're doing a lot more to the trade pack. So while they're also releasing these, they are also giving us a boost to percentage on Angerhorn by 13 and Seraphine by 5. Now, I don't know what this means. So for those who have not been paying attention to trade packs on both servers, the value of trade packs is squashed way down on Angerhorn. We don't have a single one above global demand of 76% right now. And it's been like this for 2 weeks, right? It's stuck down really far. And personally, like they've talked a lot about their auto correcting system of when you run certain packs, it's supposed to push other packs up. But if there was supposed to be an intended average between the servers, then Seraphine and Angerhorn would have an exact similar average or close average. But right now, Seraphine is looking at like, closer to 100, or some of them are above 100%, while Angerhorns are squished down low. Apparently, with how we're running the packs, it somehow squishes it down, but it's adjusting that average, whatever their intended average is not taking effect here. So I don't know if just adding a raw percentage is going to have weird repercussions. I don't know. I have no clue. So all above 100 on Seraphine, according to the chat. Yeah, so I don't know if just adding a raw percentage value, I don't know how their code works exactly, but I don't have a ton of confidence in this fix. We'll see how it goes. I'm happy they're making changes to it, but in my mind, I feel like there should just be something that adjusts our average to be somewhere that's good gameplay. That's all. I don't know what needs to be done. All I know is that it's not functioning, and this fix doesn't shout to me that it's going to be some like equalized average to, create balanced gameplay. But who knows? Anyways, they're doing some changes to help it, and that's the important part. Party experience is going up. There's also more trade pack changes. I don't think they're not here, right? Did they split the trade pack changes? They did. All right, there's more trade pack changes. So let's jump down to the trade pack changes. We're talking about trade packs. There is, down in this section here, general changes. They're changing the minimum floor for trade packs to go to 15. I am nervous about this change. I'm really nervous about this change. Because, like, right now, if you go to run trade packs somewhere, it just happened earlier, we ran trade packs over to River End, And we expected River End to go up, which it did actually. Right now we're looking at up because peace happened over here, and the safe trade packers like to go all the way to Defiance or Darzuak. So River End went up. We hauled trade packs from Seabreeze over to River End. When we got there, one of the trade packs dropped to 50%. And 50% meant a negative profit. A negative, like literally losing money on the pack. So we hauled some Campfire Roast packs from Seabreeze over to River End, but they dropped to 50%. And it was a negative 100 silver per pack, which isn't a lot, but at the end of the day, why would you even turn it in? You're losing money, like literally spent more money on the materials than turning it in after hauling it across the world. I am very worried that if these packs are able to go below 50%, all the way down to 15%, that we're going to get to our locations and we could be just staring at a 30% profit. And you're just going to go, what do I do now? Do I go to Defiance? Defiance is 50. It's still a loss or something, right? Like we might just be sitting there holding our hands up going, what do I do with these freaking packs? Like, so I'm nervous about change down to 15% because that's going to happen with how rapidly the demand changes up and down. I am worried about this. More risk, less reward potentially. So I don't like it. I will say it again. I've said it on live stream a bunch. My suggestion to fix this is locking the demand in on craft. I don't know if we need to then select where we're going with the pack on craft, right? It shows on the pack, like we crafted it in Seabreeze and it's set to be delivered to Defiance or something like that. But I think when we make the packs, it should lock in that demand and then potentially to curb maybe people just stocking up a ton of packs, dropping the value of it after say 2 hours, start dropping it little by little. I don't know if that's the best solution. I think it would work pretty well. If we were to say like, I'm crafting Campfire Roast, it's at 72% to, River End. I'm crafting it at Seabreeze, basically just like letting the River End people know via pigeon. I don't know. Hey, I'm bringing Campfire Roast over and boom, right then when I craft it, that demand shifts. It goes down 1% or 2%, whatever that number is. Right. And so right when I craft it, the demand globally is affected for everyone. And my Campfire Roast is then locked in going to River End, right? That's what I think should happen because I don't know. This is my prediction. We'll see if I'm correct. I don't know if I will, but I have been running a lot of packs and I feel like people are going to get upset if they land at their location and their pack is worth 15%. But we will see. So that is a big change to trade packs. A lot of different adjustments to trade packs. We'll see how it plays out coming in, I don't know, 8 hours or something. Well, let's scoot back up to the other notable changes. We have a big boost to party experience. We're going from 6% to 10%. We started, I think, a week ago at 0%. They put it to 6. Now they're putting it to 10. This might really incentivize some duo partying, maybe trio partying. Right now, duo partying is not bad, but I tried it the other day. We both had trolls as a task, and it didn't feel good. The trolls were too easy to kill, and it felt like we were wasting our time walking together. So hopefully the party experience buff gets to the point where we feel like it's fun to play with a friend. Because right now it doesn't feel like it. Everyone's just doing their thing solo. I would love to see more adjustments like this to encourage small scale grouping. But yeah, anyways, party bonus, huge. We have a skin pack, Carnival Cosmetics. I'll let you guys discover this in the shop. I really didn't even read this one. But yeah, we got cosmetics going to the shop. I haven't looked at them yet, but let's move on. You guys can take a look at that in game. I think people like to just look at cosmetics. Cooking recipes got an adjustment. I'm noticing a lot of changes to like broccoli to beans. This is a cheaper recipe now, and it was very expensive to get settler stew. This also garlic to pepper. Garlic is level 50 or something to farm. So it looks like a lot of slight adjustments to cooking just to balance it out. Some of these things were literally unusable. It was like, do you want a 30-minute buff for 3K or something? It was like 4K for smoked sausage. It was like, no, I'm never going to use this, right? So it looks like they've adjusted some of them. So that's really good. You can go through this whole list, but it's just cooking adjustments. I'm not going to go through every single one. They're rebalancing a little bit of the recipes. We have some fixes on things. The most notable one here is the light blade. Light blade was busted. It didn't work on weapon power. It only worked on in, and apparently not very well from what I understand. It is now getting changed so that it is adaptive damage. Whatever is higher, spell or weapon, will be taken into account. That's how it's worded. I don't think it takes both. It does say ignoring weapon power when it's spell power resulting in reduced damage output. It was, incorrectly stuck on spell damage. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't think it'll be both built into one. I think it'll be if your weapon power is higher, then it scales off weapon power. If spell power is higher, it'll scale off spell power. but we'll see the fix here soon and probably a lot more Lightblade users. And oddly enough, I just did a build guide on an attack speed build, and it might switch over to Lightblade. I don't know. Might work better. Who knows? Let's keep going. I don't know if there was anything. Oh, healing bonds getting fixed. That was pretty much acting as a second Bloodmancer from Witchcraft, giving you an effective 20% heal on all dots. That's getting fixed. That's nice. We can also now use percent sign in chat, which I noticed was very annoying. Every time I put a percent talking about trade packs, it would cancel me out. So that's good. I don't think there was anything major here other than those fixes. Stock no longer uses mana twice. So little fixes everywhere. If you guys had an issue with any of these, you can look through them. I'm not going to go through each one. It's pretty boring. I'm just here to highlight the main points and give more of an opinion on the patch itself. Did we miss anything before we get on to the very bottom? The very bottom has a big note, and I want to go over it. Just double checking to make sure I covered everything. And yeah, we did. So bottom, the community land is not in yet, which a lot of people are waiting on. That's pretty big. They're working on it. They're talking about QA. I believe them, right? Like this is probably a big thing that they need to QA extensively, because there are a lot of channels. There's potentially a lot of ways to, if you don't test it fully, to basically just exploit, right? Let's imagine they don't QA it. They put it out and there's a way to change instances and get multiple houses. And some dude's got 50 houses going on. I don't know, right? You got to QA test these things pretty heavily to make sure that they can't. Actually, they even talk about it. What? Introducing possible dupe bugs. Yeah. So they're QA testing a lot. The land changes. And so we're going to get instance housing. I hope it comes very soon, because if you don't know, having a house is a major, major benefit. I think I was on Reddit and someone was saying, like, someone was complaining about the housing fix not being in. And someone was like, dude, it's not even that big of a difference. Stop complaining. It's a massive difference. Massive. Like 25% less cost on planting things. We get more land. We get the plentiful bonus that sometimes doubles our output when we gather. We have the ability to put a room in for 40 extra labor on the second upgrade, which isn't that expensive. I have 40 extra labor when I craft, right? There are a lot of things the house gives you. The ability to put trophies down for permanent buffs. They need to put this fix in. They're working on it. It's not like they just don't care and they're not putting it in. It's coming, and it should be coming next week. They talk about an epic patch being released next week. This one. Their dedication motivates us to push boundaries and improve the game every single day. Stay tuned for an epic patch 1.0.4 next week. So it looks like we're getting a lot more changes. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole patch. I'll put this out on YouTube for anyone who wants my thoughts. I put a lot of my opinion and speculation in here. So if you guys are wondering how I feel, because I've been studying a lot on a lot of this crap. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you like the video, give it a like. I'd appreciate it. Anyways, thanks for watching.